Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Nasferatu, the No Life King, and we're going to be continuing from where we left off on our last game of Bastion. So let us go ahead and get started. Now, the last playthrough I showed you a little bit of the intro, a little bit of what you're going to see just playing through the beginning of the game, the basic commands and all that.
Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races.
And what I'm going to be showing you today is a little bit less introduction, a little bit more gameplay and commentary. So let's see
if
anybody
else survive. Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me.
Here we are.
We talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest, enough to point the way to the cores.
And he's going to have a little comment on every single item that we pick up through the game. And it's nice because, yet again, it's lore that isn't forced down your throat.
All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch.
Alright, one more.
I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, alright. Except no one else showed up. Just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
This is one of the things I love about what Supergiant did with this game. It just... the feel of it is absolutely amazing, and it's so much fun to play.
Kid ponders what to build.
Alright, let's go ahead and make an arsenal. I would always advise making your arsenal or your distillery. One of those two first. I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head how many choices you have originally, but having the arsenal, having the ability to change through your weapons, see what works best for you is going to make a huge difference as far as where your comfort zone is.
Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
Alright, the carbine and there we are. One more change. Scrap salvo. Alright, that should work.
No more fooling around. Time to roll out the big guns and get this over with.
Alright, let's go ahead and go to our first level.
What's out there waiting for him.
And see how we do.
The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong.
I always find it amusing.
Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one?
He always pops down face first every single time. Now, this gun here, this is another one that you're not going to get to a little bit farther in the game.
He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time.
And as you can see, I prefer ranged. And everybody has their own little different play style. This is actually going to replace one of my weapons for a little bit, and I'm not particularly happy about that, but I'll have a chance to show you the machete here.
Scumbag can digest just about anything, except for this.
It's a nice fast weapon
and light enough to throw.
Melee range. The throw is very nice, and your passive bonuses that you go and upgrade your weapon with will actually affect the throw. Increased critical chance, damage over time, anything of that sort is, whoops.
Keeps telling himself he better watch his step. They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed.
And this,
no sign of the core
replaced
here.
my...
At least the kid got something for his trouble.
Extra little skill there. That's the one thing I can say that I personally do not like about this game.
Just don't know when to quit. He heads for the biggest dump in town. Scumbag Alley.
Because every time you find a new weapon, every time you find a new ability, generally it's gonna force you to have that ability for that level unless you have an arsenal that appears with the level, which it happens often enough that it's nice, but it's not guaranteed.
Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash.
Alright, let me see if I can show you the throw mechanic.
And
see what we
there
can do
he
with that.
is, the oldest scumbag of them all, Gershel.
Alright. And that is our throw. I want to show you the damage over time mechanic if I don't kill him too quick.
The Calamity ain't done much for Gershel.
You can see it's still hurting him there.
No core, no surprise.
Alright, I believe that's all that was over here.
Hiding it from him.
Yep. I know where the core is. I'm just going to continue to show you through the level, though. Just the alterations that this has, even the way the background is set up, just showing how the world, little features, how the world was destroyed in the Calamity, which you're going to find out more as we continue this playthrough.
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge.
Oh, whoops. I don't want to end up rolling off the side again.
That old forge is still standing.
Now, this is usually the second place that I try to build.
Inside the forge, Key can fine-tune those instruments of his.
Upgrades for different weapons that I have. Where is it? Where is it? Here we are. I made this upgrade for my final one on my last playthrough, and I didn't notice that it causes the cooldown of your gun to... It's excessively long. It's not nearly as powerful as it was before. You can see now, it only shoots...
So he's gotta guess again.
It only shoots a single shot, but really, you do enough damage. You just want to use this with your squirts and little enemies. Save your main shots for whichever main hand weapon you decide to make. The scrap musket isn't designed to do really main hand
Up north
damage.
is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock.
You can tell I'm so used to using a double ranged weapon setup that even with the here we go, Ragged Hood.
Know why gas fellas all dress alike? Kids wondering the same thing.
But you can even tell I'm used to having just a strong ranged weapon in my main hand. The machete, I still just mainly use it for the throw.
And there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage.
Now, a mistake I made the first time I came here, you're not going to have to fight all of these enemies. See this enemy right here in the middle? He's the only one that matters. Don't worry about any of the other ones.
And now there's a new marshal in town.
See? You kill the main guy, and I ran around here for close to 10 minutes trying to kill all of these gas fellows, I guess they are. And it took me a lot longer than it needed to be to find out that I only needed to kill the one to actually progress.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Kid's ready to go, and his ticket out's right where he started.
There we go. Oh! And I fell again. You're going to see quite a bit of this through this game's playthrough. I love dodge mechanics in games, and wow. But the way the map is set up, it does not complement me very well. And I can say, even with how you've got quite a bit of range on a lot of these, and some of the maps
that path is gone for good,
and some of them
crest won't bring it back.
That's gonna happen a lot through this playthrough. He talks so much, and his commentary is so in depth that it's really hard to do another commentary over what he does without talking over him at some point or another. And I really don't want to do that because he has a much better voice than I do, obviously. But what I was saying is, you'll have map areas that'll have holes through the bottom. Just little holes like that. They'll get a little bit larger, and sometimes you don't always notice them. It could be right in the middle of the map. Enemies can also destroy holes down into the map, and you can fall through those. It's just a hazard of the game. What can you do? But let us head back to the Bastion and see what we've got now.
He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it.
There we are. So let's go ahead and put this in place and put our next structure up.
Only fair he decides what we build next.
Let us do a forge, mainly because, as you saw, I picked up a couple items through there. Something sharp, I believe, was one of them. It's an upgrade item for the machete. As you get upgrade items,
up in this world, and we can start right here.
You'll be able to come through
Now
and
that's what I call a knife.
make upgrades like that. And you can make one upgrade or another.
Wood oil, and that blade shines like a light.
You can switch them back and forth. The way that it's set up, you have a lot of choices and variations as to how you do your weapons. I'm not going to show you any of these other weapons, mainly because I don't want to ruin them. And I'm not particularly good with them either, I will admit to that. But as we go through the levels that they're set up on, I will upgrade them and show you the basis of how their mechanics work and the best way to use them. I will say the machete is not one that I'm best with, so before we finish up here, let's go ahead and put this back to where it needs to be. The army carbine and the scrap salvo. Always remember to do that, because some of the weapons that you're given as you progress through, they're not always the best for the other levels, and it could end, depending on if you have any of your shrines activated, how difficult you've made the game for yourself, could end badly.
The windbags used to be alright, then the calamity took the floor out from under him.
Alright, and at that, I'm going to let you guys go. Remember, if you liked the video, like it, thumbs up, comment, and as always, feel free to come visit me at the Minecraft server, Puego server, at mc.puegoable.com. You guys have a good evening. This has been No Life King, and this is Bastion.